As we saw earlier, human activities have created an imbalance in the Earth's carbon flows. This has led to an increase in the greenhouse effect and a rise in average temperatures. Climate change has impacts today, and the longer we wait to curb carbon emissions, the more severe the human consequences and mitigation efforts will be. Now let's get more precise on the numbers. Where do those 50 gigatons of emissions come from? We can examine them by source. 66% of emissions consist of energy from fossil fuels, with oil and gas at 39% and coal at 27%. 9% come from non-energy related industrial processes, and the remaining 25% come from agriculture and deforestation. We can also examine the emissions by sector without considering agriculture. When we do this, the whole building value chain accounts for 40% of world CO2 emissions. 75% of this from the heating and cooling of buildings, 25% from carbon embodied in construction materials. Now, what can we do if we want to reduce greenhouse gas emissions? At a country level, there are regulations, quotas, and carbon taxes to cap emissions and set targets over time. At a company level, businesses are focusing their R&D towards low-carbon processes and the implementation of decarbonized industrial solutions. The introduction of an internal carbon price helps by improving the payback of low-carbon investments. At a product level, low-carbon solutions are being developed using life cycle analyses, or LCAs. LCAs take all emissions during the entire life of a product into account. Customers can then compare products and make informed choices to reduce their own emissions. In this context, some companies have committed to become carbon neutral. What is carbon neutrality? It doesn't mean that they will stop all carbon emissions. It means that they commit to remove as much carbon from the environment as they emit into it. Carbon neutrality is achieved following two key steps. First, decreasing emissions as much as technically and economically possible. Second, capturing and sequestering the remaining emissions. Offsetting emissions cannot be considered as the first step towards carbon neutrality. It is not a way to reduce a company's impact. It can only be considered once all other options have been developed to their full potential. What does Saint-Gobain do? First, our products are already part of the solution. We work towards decarbonization in our final markets by producing materials that decrease energy consumption in the building sector, providing services to renewable energy industries. Second, Saint-Gobain is reducing its own impact with a focus on product design, energy efficiency, carbon-free energy sources, raw material supply, transport, carbon removal. Our current level of 11 megatons of CO2 direct emissions compels us to act. Saint-Gobain has the strengths to adapt its businesses and service the energy transition. That is why we pledge to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. To accelerate our achievement of this goal, we are training our staff so that everyone has the same understanding and they are empowered to contribute. This is the purpose of our game. Let's get back to it.